Hello and welcome to the Goal Getter podcast. I'm your host, Erica Martin. Today we're going to be talking about imposter syndrome. And the reason I chose imposter syndrome because I have noticed over my span as a business owner that it's something that really weighs down on me as far as what are other people doing that I'm not doing and how successful they are compared to my success. So what is imposter syndrome? Imposter syndrome is the way that you view yourself as being not good, and you're comparing. You compare yourself about other people in your space, and they may not be in your space, but someone that maybe started at the same level you did, and they went down a different path that's taken them to great success, and you are on another path that maybe is a slower success. So imposter syndrome is something that we all deal with as business owners, especially if you're an entrepreneur, because we're always comparing. It's just us in most cases. It's just us doing these things. So here's the thing. Nobody's going to get it right the first time. You need to try, and fail in order for it to happen. If somebody's working in a work environment and they are suffering from imposter syndrome compared to like a coworker, that is something that's very normal. You're always going to compare yourself to someone else. But I am here today to give you the power and the tools to stop comparing yourself. I had to do this in my own business. There is a specific person that I actually worked when I worked at Target. This person worked at Target. I was in marketing. They were not. They were a contractor. But I have seen how this person has just like blown up on social media. Her business has taken over the world when it comes to women and entrepreneurship. And I compare myself to her quite often. And I see her stuff, and then I'm just like, I'm so motivated. Then all of a sudden I see her content and I'm like, mine isn't that good, is what I'm thinking in my head. But in reality, she's been focused on the one thing for a really long time, and I have not. So I need to give myself a little grace with, I'm just starting this, an influencer type view on social media, and I'm not there. She's been doing this for a really long time. I'm not. But again, we started at the same time, and I went down a different path of working for other companies and being the director of marketing and working really in marketing. And she did not. Even though she educates in marketing, I've actually been doing the marketing. So it's just a little bit different path. But let's talk a little about imposter syndrome and the things that you can overcome. So imposter syndrome is defined as the feelings that somehow you are a fraud in either your personal or professional life. People who suffer from the psychological pattern often believe that they are just got to where they are by luck, which invalidates and diminishes their achievements in their own mind. New entrepreneurs, especially those who have limited experience in their industry, often succumb to imposter syndrome. They may feel like they don't know what they're doing and that people around them have succeeded quite faster. And again, this causes self-doubt. This causes lack of motivation. And I'm just sharing from like what I experience. I tend to see this stuff and I'm like, I just shut down. I'm like, I can't, there's too much that they're doing and I can't. So here's some ways for new entrepreneurs or business owners to conquer imposter syndrome. Talk to your peers, talk to people around you that are in the similar space, and really open up to, okay, what are you doing in your business? How are you doing this? And take away what you can from those conversations. Allow yourself to fail. When I was working, I tried to get my job at Target back in, 2001, 2002, right around there. It took me, and I hate to admit this, it took me 23 different times, 23 applications and interviews to get the job, my dream job. I wanted this marketing job so bad because I was right out of college. I had one job where a company, it was a brand new company and they closed their doors. It was a startup and it was a mistake, but it was right during 9/11. In that time frame, things were really bad. And then I'm like, you know what? I want to work for Target. That's what I want to do. I want to work downtown. I want to have that busy lifestyle. Everyone that I went to college with, because I graduated from a college in Minnesota, everyone that I graduated from college was like, either you go into a corporate setting like Target or you go in an agency. And I knew agencies, you worked 90 hours a week and I wasn't willing to do that. I needed to have that balance. So I wanted to work for Target. I'm like, I'm going to work in Target. Application after application and rejection after rejection until finally I got hired. And I was so thrilled. And my persistence I was so determined. And again, and I worked there for 10 years and I grew into this great team and this wonderful people and really, worked myself up the ladder. And it was awesome when I was there, but it took me a lot of failure. I had to fail many, many, many times and I did not give up. I'm like, I'm going to do this. After working at Target, then I left Target actually to become an entrepreneur because I had kids and I wanted to be home more with them. And I started a picture frame company with my husband. And again, we had to fail many, many times until we got to the point where the business was so successful that we could sell it off and make a profit from it. So failing is something that as businesses and entrepreneurs, we need to do. You need to fail in order to be successful. Another thing you can do, not my favorite, but fake it until you make it the right way. Can you fake a few things in your career, in your position? You bet. Can you? Yes. I'm not saying you should do it all the time, but you can get to a certain point to sell yourself and then make it work. In the very beginning of entrepreneurship, you're faking a lot of it. You're like, great, I can handle this. This is awesome. I would love to work with you. And then you turn around and go, wow, I don't know what that was about. I don't know what I'm doing. So fake it to some degree, but then have some background and educate yourself. The next thing is educate yourself. Really learn things that if you're seeing someone else doing it, learn how you can do it too. Surround yourself with other entrepreneurs. That's one thing I didn't do in the beginning. I didn't have this great pact of entrepreneurs, and I really wish I did. This is the big one, use other people's successes to fuel your inspiration. So instead of comparing, let's look at, okay, what they're doing is awesome. How can don't copy? How can I be inspired and take that and turn it into my business? Be inspired. Be happy for these people. It took me a long time to be happy for some of these people, but be happy that they're successful and then work your way to what your path is going to be. Keep track of your wins. Keep track of those wins so you can see those accomplishments for yourself. Remember that you're not alone. 90% of businesses fail. So if you have a business that's thriving, good job. Realize you don't have to be special to lead a business. You don't. Anybody can start a business. Anybody can create that thing that they want to. There is no reason that you couldn't today. And I say this to all my friends and family, like, you're unhappy with your job, create a business. Is it hard? Heck yeah. It is super hard, but it's something you can do. If you hate your job, there's no reason you should stay in that job. There are so many options, especially today. Identify what makes you different, separate your feelings from the facts, and talk to a mentor or people in your community. That is a big one. Talk to people and be open, be honest, share with them how you're feeling, and they can help you through this. I'm a big believer in talk therapy, and it doesn't have to be to a trained therapist. It can be a friend or family member. But imposter syndrome is something that I personally have struggled with for a long time, but I've now been able to take that and fuel that feeling and turn it into, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make this work. So I hope this episode found you well today. And if you are suffering from imposter syndrome, you are definitely not alone. You're definitely not alone. So I wish you well, and please subscribe to our channel and give us a review. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you.